Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again. Good evening to all of you. Once again, you are welcome here on the Very Consciences platform. In international news, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, overwhelmed by the nature of the events, let's say, very pleased with what happened. Yes, let's put it that way. He went to the ancient and revered Wailing Wall, as you can clearly see. As its very name profoundly suggests, it is indeed the Wailing Wall. Yes, it is truly the historic Wailing Wall, a place of deep spiritual significance. It's a place of pilgrimage. It's a place to go and confess before God, to go and implore the grace of Almighty God. When you're overwhelmed by an event, when you're really, that's it, you go there. I believe, it's in Jerusalem, if I'm not mistaken. I'll give you all the details in a moment. So, right after the strikes, he went there. Generally, when you have a lot of worries, you go and place both hands on the Wailing Wall. Yes, to implore the grace of Almighty God. When you're also very happy, you go to thank God. Now, it's up to you to figure out the real reason why he went. But the official reason that's been given is what we'll see in a moment during this video conference. As I told you, the more you take actions that motivate me, the more courage I have to give you information and to keep hosting video conferences. So hit the like button, leave a comment, and above all, share the video conference as much as possible. Subscribe if you're new here. Invite your friends to subscribe as well. Let's dive deeper. The Wailing Wall. Let's start with that because some people don't know about it. What is the Wailing Wall? The Wailing Wall is the main place of prayer and pilgrimage for Jews from all over the world. Worshippers frequently come there to pray, to quietly reflect, and to reverently slip their heartfelt written wishes or earnest supplications on small pieces of paper into the ancient cracks of the sacred wall. So, beyond mourning the destruction of the temple, it also symbolizes resilience, unwavering faith, and the eternal bond of the Jewish people with Jerusalem. The site is divided into separate sections for men and women, reflecting religious tradition. So, that's it. That's the Wailing Wall. Even all the Christians from all over the world, when they go to Jerusalem, when they go on pilgrimage, they inevitably have to visit the Wailing Wall. You can see it yourself from its name, the Wailing Wall. What does the word lamentation mean? To lament before one's God. You can figure out the rest. So, what was the purpose of his visit? According to Israeli media, Netanyahu's visit to the Wailing Wall was motivated by the desire to thank a divine entity for the success of an operation. In other words, to thank God for the success of the operation carried out by the United States of America. Yes, he is thanking God for the operations carried out by America. It is also reported that he prayed in honor of Donald Trump. He prayed to God, pleaded with God for God to protect Donald Trump. Yes, because Donald Trump has read the word of evil. Yet, the centrifuges still exist. So this demonstrates the perceived connection between American decisions and Israeli interests by the Prime Minister. And so this trip, this visit, is interpreted in various ways. This visit highlights the close relationship between Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump, as well as the alignment of their strategic interests. So, such symbolic actions can have repercussions both on the Israeli domestic political scene and on international relations, particularly with the United States of America and other actors in the Middle East. So, at the Wailing Wall, he said something. It is specified that Netanyahu asked God to bless, protect, and help the American president Donald Trump, who took it upon himself, who made the decision to drive out evil and darkness from the world. Yes, here is what he said. He thanks Donald Trump He thanks Almighty God for the success. So we'll also say thank you to him. He went to the Wailing Wall. He went to thank Almighty God. But he himself has said that he does not confirm that the nuclear sites, especially Fordo, have been completely destroyed. That he does not confirm. He knows that it is not completely destroyed. Where is this evil? Where is this darkness that Donald Trump has rid the world of? The Iranian enriched uranium, which was already enriched to 80%, with only 10% left to reach 90% to make a nuclear bomb. That enriched uranium was moved. All the media talked about it. Nothing was touched. Even the facilities at Fordo were not touched. The Westerners took satellite images, edited them a bit, and added a sort of blue smoke over them to say, well, these are radioactive things. But at the same time, we saw videos that went viral on social media showing a big hole in the mountain. And this big hole caused water to appear, where we see Iranians who are happy saying, hey, they thank God the Almighty because they got a well thanks to the strikes that took place. I can't confirm it for sure, but that's how we saw them in the videos. I really hope these aren't AI generated videos. There you have it. Because nowadays you have to make the distinction. But what remains clear is that the site is intact. The director of the International Atomic Energy Agency was very clear. There has been no increase in radioactivity levels. So why, in your opinion, did he go to the Wailing Wall? Why did he go to the Wailing Wall? There is another reason that would be different from the official reason given. What awaits Israel? First of all, what Israel is currently experiencing and what awaits Israel. Only God can save the Israeli people. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top story in the news. So please share it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news for you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.